It's time to die in 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Come in if you dare.
That feels too. Come back. Yeah, there we go. You can't really see my thing back there, but it's fine. We'll roll with it. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Yeah. Welcome to the Writers Room.
Welcome to the Writers Room, as always.
I love just starting the recording without just telling you that we've started, just so that I can just do whatever.
I'm slowly adapting to that process because I feel like as soon as I enter the call, I'm ready to be on.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the off chance that you're already ready to record. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to the Writers Room, as was previously stated.
Yes.
Yes.
We are about to rework.
We are
Acts 1. Well, minorly Acts 1, but then majorly Acts 2, and part of the beginning of Act 3, I want to say.
Part of the beginning. Well, yes, that is correct. But we haven't really technically gotten there. But we did have that kind of sheet where we had the having outline. An idea of where we were going. But that will be tweaked. If you haven't watched the previous 2 episodes, I would highly suggest going to check those out so you can kind of get the context of what's happening today. But it seems today is the day we do some of the stuff we were talking about last week.
True. Of course, for us, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, for us, it was 2 weeks ago. For y'all, it was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. So now that we're all clear on that.
Before we begin, I wanted to reopen our off-camera discussion to kind of let them in on my idea that I had. So,
okay. So let's table that. So, folks, let me set it up.
Okay.
Cole texted me on Monday saying that he has a suggestion. Since we're already in that rewriting mode, even though we haven't technically gotten to the script, he has a suggestion that actually, and I haven't told you, upon pondering on my own, I think could be very helpful. So, Cole, take it away.
So, for some reason, you ever figure out when you're going through a phase? You
mean in life?
Yeah, just in life, you're into something that you weren't a week ago, and you're just really into it for a year.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe a few months. Yeah. A year's a bit much.
What were some of the phases that you went through as a kid? Well, I'm going on a tangent real quick. We'll circle back.
Let's see. I mean, I went through a karate phase as a kid, but I probably watched, and this is, I don't know, my memory sucks, but it's probably, I watched some movie and I was like, oh, I could do that. I could be Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan or whatever. And I signed up for karate.
Oh, yeah. So at least you kind of took that somewhere.
Yeah. And what was fun about it, though, is my dad and a buddy of mine did it with me. I haven't talked to that buddy in years at this point. Yeah, no, it was awesome. So we were all just doing it, having a good time. I think my brother did it at one point, too. I could be wrong on that, though. But yeah, no, that was a fun phase. Most of my phases, I feel are happening more as I'm kind of wanting to explore who I am.
That's a bit existential.
Stuff with why does it have to be existential.
I'm gonna give you a chance to try that again.
Why does it have to be existential?
There we go.
Oh my god.
I don't know. The way it was phrased, it's like I'm thinking about who I am these days. Like what kind of impression I want to leave on the earth when I'm gone. That's a bit heavy. I was gonna say back in the day when I was in like 7th grade, I wanted to be a geneticist really bad after watching The Amazing Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I wanted to be like, I want to do human genome stuff and like figure out how to use animal science to help humans. And just because I had watched that one movie, but you're over here talking about like, how will people remember me when I'm dead?
No, dude, no, that's no. I'm picking up. If I don't create a company that everybody will remember and leave my family a bunch of money, I will be nothing. It's just no
one will remember me. No one will remember.
No, dude, I'm just trying to I'm just noticing more that I'm exploring different things in the world. Like I would say 5 years ago, didn't give a shit about anything in Asia. Just didn't care. Like they were just over there and that was fine. But I didn't care as much.
Whoa. Okay, pause.
Yeah, okay.
The Writers Room, in previous episodes, the Writers Room admittedly has gone on some diatribes that could be possibly construed as offensive. I think we can both admit that. What Cole just said might have actually been, I haven't cared about anything in Asia since yesterday, okay?
No, dude. No. Like, I don't know.
As soon as we started putting the show on Spotify and actually becoming a podcast, now is where all like the crazy opinions start coming in.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I didn't like hate them. I just was like, oh, they're over there. And I was just,
honestly, that is probably the most truly American
yes.
I don't give a crap. They're over there. I'm here.
I will be the first always to admit that I'm uncultured, and these days I'm trying to learn.
That's good.
But even as I learn, I'm still gonna be like, I don't know. And it's like nowadays, I don't know.
Ignore what's happening. Ignore what's happening.
I don't see what's happening. Oh,
thank you. Thank you. And continue. Thank you. I love you. You can go now. Okay. Continue.
This is what a great moment that we just had here.
That was beautiful. That was kind of that was Kaylee, by the way. After my girlfriend Kaylee.
Yeah. After laughing at me for not caring about Asia, we have a sweet moment between Braydan and his girlfriend.
You should have said that when I was here. See, we can be harmful and also beautiful at the same moment. So, anyways, continue, please. I apologize for interrupting.
I'm just saying I'm going through different phases and I've gotten into stuff. So anyway, let's loop this back around to my original point.
Yeah. Good content, but let's go back.
Yeah, where it's like, so recently, for whatever reason, I hate scary movies. I hate scary games. Never liked touching them. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, I just started playing the scariest shit ever.
What was it? What is it?
So I started with Resident Evil 2. Which was fantastic.
Oh, classic.
From that, I went into Outlast 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. Not as familiar with those, but
Resident Evil had a few moments where I was like, oh, that's scary. The whole Mr. X, he was kind of scary. Outlast?
Oh, yeah.
I was trying not to piss myself. Like, I was so scared the entire
Is that bad? Wow.
Well,
I'm gonna check this out.
It's mortifying. So the second one, you end up. You're an investigative journalist going to investigate some disappearances / murders, I believe. And your helicopter crashes in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, and you run into a cult who has kidnapped. Your wife is with you, by the way. You and your wife work together in this investigative journalist thing. She gets kidnapped and tortured, and you have to kind of run, hide, and just be scared for your life as these cultists are like eating each other and like killing, just doing whatever, or they're just insane. The ending of that, I was the ending of that is just it was insane. But there was a lot of stuff where it's like it's a cult, and it's like, yes, there were like 3 leaders. Well, no, two people that kind of really ran things, and then somebody that was like, I don't know, like the chief of police, if that makes sense. I mean, it was a hooded woman with a pickaxe that would impale you whenever she could, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but essentially, what I realize, now we're finally getting to the main point of this story, is our cult in our story isn't technically a cult. And this is what I kind of mentioned to you, and I was just like,
true.
Why don't we create... Now, in the game, it was like a really crazy form of Christianity that was nuts.
Yeah.
If I were to go over the plot of it with you, you would lose your mind, actually. But
it sounds very interesting. Actually, I am very. My interests are peaked.
There's a lot of. There's a pregnancy involved that happens overnight, which is crazy. But I'm not kidding. The wife gets pregnant and has the baby overnight. Yeah.
I honestly don't know how to feel about that. I feel like I'd have to play the game in order to understand what's going on.
Dude, I lost my fucking mind.
Okay, maybe the context is not going to help process that.
But
yes.
My thought was for our hunter cult, and I think I'm still loosely kind of playing around with stuff, but it's like, if we took a look at like the Egyptians, they had a pharaoh. Pharaoh was, I believe, just like, oh, that's a god in human form. We could do something to that effect with our hunter leader, and maybe that creates his motivation to be. And I'm not thinking about the sequel in this moment because I'm just trying to find the motivation for the cult, because we need to have that regardless if we show anybody or not.
Yeah. Cole's learning.
Yes.
Slowly but surely.
But so we could have him. He's looked at as a god, but he's not actually a god, and he knows that. But maybe he aspires to become a god, and that's kind of the whole motivation. But getting all the power. Yeah. The other thought that I had was, he's not looked at as a god, but he is just a prophet. And they worship a god that we would make up for this world. And everything that this dude does
I like that.
Everything that dude does is in the name of that god, and maybe he's like hearing shit or whatever.
I do like that angle. I like that. At first hearing about it, I wasn't really sure because, and I'll kind of explain to these folks out here, not every, and take this with a grain of salt, of course, not every villain in your story needs to have very clear explained motivation. If that fits your story, for them to just kind of be ambiguous or kind of things like that, it's all in what serves your story. And at first thinking about this, I kind of felt that explaining these guys' motivations like that for those purposes of like the cult factor isn't really as necessary. But Cole, you bring up a good point. I do think kind of having this like higher aspiration along with power, because as Cole succinctly put in his text, all they want is power. Why, like, what else is there after that? And it's like, well, I mean, power might sometimes be enough for some characters, but for these villains, I do think there needs to be an added layer of like, well, why do they want this power? The other thing I was thinking about was that, well, they're not really a cult. We've just been describing them as such in order for audiences, for the people, for y'all at home to kind of comprehend what this group is like. They weren't actually a cult, but I do really like this angle. I gotta be honest, I like it. I think that the way we paint this, and I feel like we might have to really think on the exact angle we want to go with, but I think it could help kind of tie some of the things that we want to say about the theme into this story. If these like cult people, if these monster hunters are like, we serve our leader who is a prophet, because I prefer that angle over the other one. If we're serving this guy who's a prophet, who is relaying this message of a higher power, who maybe didn't have anything to do with the creation of monsters, or maybe he does, and that's a whole other thing. But if we are painting these monsters to kind of be a blemish, a scourge, something inhumane, something outside of the grand picture of this god, then I kind of see where the monster hunters are coming from, especially if they've been like baked into believing that their whole lives. Like I see their perspective. Like it makes sense. Instead of just being like wholly evil and like money and like power hungry, like behind the scenes, which I still feel like there's an angle of that in them, but them truly believing, like in their hearts and their minds and their souls, believing that we have a higher purpose to eliminate these monsters from everyone, even if we have to use the monsters to do such a thing. And we have to gain power because we're the only ones capable of eliminating this parasite, this plague. And we're gonna do everything in our power to do so. It kind of reflects to me like the Knights Templar from the medieval times, where they had a higher purpose in mind, but they were going and doing these very, to say the least, morally questionable, morally dubious things in order to serve that purpose that they truly in their hearts believed in. I think that's a key unlock for sure. I do think that's something to play with. Cole, you were also saying about including the leader in the midpoint scene. I was
thinking about it. At this point, I don't actually mind if we don't or do, but if we do, okay, it's one of those things where it's like, I almost want him to be less like Thanos and more like charismatic casual. Because that's how he's manipulated people. He is a nice guy. But at the same time, he does have to have a fear. There's a fear factor with him where it's like, oh boy, he's in the room. And I think, and like, okay, so a way we can do that, it's like if we continue down and we keep like, I think we had like a council of hunters or whatever, for the wolf and the guy. So if we keep that effect and he's just in the room also, maybe they're punishing a hunter that's screwed up, and he's just like, he's super charismatic. We're seeing him, he's like all casual and whatnot, but then he flips and just beats the shit out of this dude until he's dead. Yeah. So there's a way to do it. We're not there yet, obviously, but the leader, even if he doesn't appear as much on screen, I feel like this leader needs to have a presence throughout the story. I feel like
these monster hunters, especially when we introduce the wolf and we have the wolf and the coyote talking to each other, I feel like, in a way, this leader needs to be like a third character in all of these conversations. His presence is sort of felt in a way, not in so much that they're watching what they say to each other and what they're talking about, but kind of, it's so far in the, what I'm kind of pulling from is, for this inspiration, is Cole was saying ancient Egypt and those cultures that worshipped their leaders as gods and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's also a fun thread to pull, and that's very timely, is modern day, like, I kind of want to watch what I say, but Christian fundamentalism and Christian nationalism and these kind of things where it's like, I truly think that some of these people believe that they're doing what's right, but it's definitely, like, I think, kind of being misled. And it's like these hunters, especially the wolf, because he will eventually even continue to fight for this cause even after realizing the extent of the evil that he's been complicit in. They really think that this is the only way to make a better world, is by eliminating these monsters, ascending to global power. This is the only way to remove the sins. And I feel like if we look around today, there's kind of a parallel in some of the things that we see today. So I think that is a nice angle to pull from. And please don't slaughter me, internet. I love everybody. And then there we go.
Well,
there we go.
I have a thought to add to that. It's like,
please do.
If you look at, I think it's Catholicism, with like the Pope, he's not I don't think they, and forgive me, I haven't done research on this, but he's not a god, but he is directly connected to God, which kind of creates a worship element. And I think, we're not trying to create like a Catholic thing. We are just kind of, we want the same effect, but for evil kind of purposes. So,
if there is sort of like a hierarchy where the leader is similar to the Pope, and this council is like the cardinals or the saints in Catholicism, like they have sway themselves, and people look to those individuals to answer for the Pope, who answers for a higher power.
Right.
Similar way, I think in this monster hunting cult, it's like we're all descended from the same message that we can't really all hear except for our leader. But the leader is telling the council, and the council is telling their little people in their vicinity, and like they're going out into the other complexes like Dallas and all the other cities in America and like telling them what to do. It's like that sort of like pyramidal hierarchy that they're kind of operating under.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like it. Braydan's stamp of approval on that.
Yeah. It's still very loose, and we won't be able to fully flesh it out until we get back to the midpoint in Act 2. So,
yes.
Yeah. You should check out Outlast 2. You can see what I'm kind of talking about. There's some things in there that will absolutely disturb you, though. Just so you know.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm tempted to say stuff, but I think I'd have to censor it. It's like,
like, hold on a second, audience. We're talking.
Yeah.
The hosts are talking. Hold on.
All right.
Wait,
you ready? It was so.
Okay.
It was so disturbing.
And we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable hearing that. I take it back.
There's some good stuff in there, but yeah.
At your leisure, and you've been pre-warned. Check out Outlast 2, but oh Jesus, okay, that's bad.
It has a reputation, to be fair. So I'm sure our gamers watching kind of know what I'm referring to.
People watching this show are just gonna be like, yes, please. That's the kind of audience I guess we're pulling in.
Yeah, I liked Resident Evil better.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 is awesome. That's a great game.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so we're at about 25 and a half minutes. Let's see what we can kind of come up with for Act 1 at least. I know that we weren't going to change much. Matter of fact, I think all we were going to do was add.
We wanted to add that flashback.
The flashback.
Or something akin to that.
Yeah.
And I do think that's going to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because we haven't really gotten in, as the beat sheet stands, we haven't really talked about where she's coming from. I don't want to do like a super cliche, cringy flashback, but it is important to see where she's coming from and what she's leaving behind and all the trauma that she's kind of bringing as baggage into America, to get an understanding of her character. Because if we don't have anything like that, our audiences might be too lost to really understand what's going on. So it's sort of necessary.
I
feel like you're gonna say something, so go ahead and say it.
Yeah, so my initial thought, I'm not even sure we include any dialogue. I think she's hiding somewhere. I'm thinking at the most, these flashbacks are like 10 to 15 seconds. Like, I don't think that they are very long.
Yeah.
So I think there's, what comes into my head is that there's two. No.
Two. Count it, 2. No.
3. There's 3.
Count it, 3.
Don't know where they are exactly. The first 2 are probably in the first, 2 minutes. The first one I have in mind, she's hiding in wherever she lives, and maybe there's like muffled conversation outside of where she's hiding, but then it turns into screams, and she peeks out of where she's hiding, and it's like her parents are getting butchered, or somebody she's close to is getting butchered by some people.
I don't think we have to be super specific, but like seeing her reaction to these people dying, and we'll understand like, oh, this was someone close to her.
Yeah.
Janae hides. I'm writing this down. I don't know if you're catching this.
Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Janae hides.
Do that.
Out to see some evil motherfuckers butchering her family or something.
Yeah. I don't even think I don't think we even fade in. I almost wonder if it's like we're POV'd right now. Like we're looking directly through her eyes, and it's just like she peeks out.
I think this is kind of like concurrently. Yeah.
For
sure.
The next flashback, I think we spaced them out a little. You know what? So I think let me see. Shit. What? Oh no. Oh no. My desk caught my sweatshirt. I'm gonna say we put that first flashback before anything else.
Okay.
So you want to copy and paste that up there, and then and then the second one. I'm gonna describe.
So we see that before anything else.
Before anything else, that's where we start, and then she's wandering in the middle of nowhere. The second flashback, I think, is after just in the middle of her wandering around, and it's just her like running. It can now. There's different variations I've thought of where it's like, oh, her house is on fire and she's running away from it, or she's just running away. I could see both. And that's my idea for the second flashback. And the third one is going to be her training as an assassin. Maybe her mentor kind of slaps her around a little bit. But there's no dialogue in any of these that is like crystal clear. Mm-hmm. It's all kind of just like, it's showing and not telling.
Yeah.
You disagree with the second one?
No. My brain is braining. My noodle is noodling.
My noodle is swimming in the pool because it's foam.
Oh yeah. Oh, you got a foam noodle brain?
Foam noodle.
Flimsy, super fragile, breaks all the time. Gotta replace it.
What's that? Oh, damn. I was gonna make a great joke, but I can't remember the word. Super Cali. No. Fuck. Damn it. You ever see Mary Poppins?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's it. Damn it, dude. Fuck.
Julie Andrews would be so disappointed in you. Yeah, so disappointed.
But yeah.
Okay. You say 3 flashbacks. They're all happening right here in the first act. We don't have any more flashbacks after first act. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know when the third one happens. The first 2 definitely happen here. I've only thought of 3. I don't know. I'm open to adding more or not.
I don't want to oversaturate our screenplay with these flashbacks.
I
do know that.
Yeah.
I don't want to add a whole bunch, but I also don't want to stack them all right up against each other. I'm trying to think of what would be the best way to economically space these scenes out so that we get the idea, but then it's not like sort of like stylistic whiplash when we don't have any more flashbacks.
Well, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
The second one is.
I feel like if we're setting up, I feel like what we have to consider is how are these flashbacks gonna look, and how do they fold into the rest of the script? You know what I mean? Are they like just like traditional flashbacks where it's like we're not fading in? I know that you said not fading in.
Yeah, I think instead of fading in, we start with black screen, and when she peeks out, that's our first bit of light.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
If they're POV shots, okay.
Just the way I think just the first one. I was just saying the first one's POV. We don't. Yeah.
I don't know. The way my brain likes to process these kind of things. If I know how it's gonna look on the screen, if I can visualize how the movie's gonna play out, it helps me understand a lot better how to write this thing and how I want to space these things out. I kind of like that all the flashbacks have a similar look.
Okay.
If they're all POV, I don't know. It kind of helps me think about this and how it's going to fold into the rest of the script. Because even though flashbacks, especially I think in this scenario, are going to be important to the plot, they are a bit kind of like out of the way from the rest of the things that are happening. And I think an audience kind of, we as writers have to think about an audience's point of view. You made a really good point. No longer than like 15 seconds. These things are going to be choppy. You know, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on these flashbacks, but we're going to get the necessary information to continue moving forward and understanding Jeanne as a character and her perspective and her position. So that's a good point.
The second one's maybe 3 seconds. The second one's maybe 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I just kind of wanted to emphasize brutality of her becoming an assassin. I just wanted those 3 kind of things. Yep. We can honestly even cut the second one if I'm honest. We don't really need the second one.
Here's something that I learned when it comes to like stylistic things. This is something that a professor, I don't know if you ever had Professor Andy at SCAD, Cole, if you ever had him. No longer teaches there, unfortunately. But
I don't think so. But go on.
Folks at home, Andy Meyer, producer of The Breakfast Club, producer of Better Off Dead, producer of fried green tomatoes.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a legend, and he'll tell you all the time. Can't really fault him for strutting his stuff because he made some bangers. He made some heat. One of the things that he taught me that I still remember is when it comes to stylistic like decisions in a script, like these flashbacks, like if you're doing like a dream kind of thing, if you're like including dream scenes, anything like that. If you do it once, it's a mistake. If you do it twice, it's a bad choice. But if you do it 3 times, that's when it becomes solid. Okay? Have you ever watched a movie that does a flashback one time and you're left wondering what the fuck was that?
I don't think I've ever seen a movie with just one flashback, if I'm honest.
Exactly, because it's a bad thing to do. It's a bad practice. Because if you set that up, audiences are not only at this point are audiences like in their unconscious brain, like bred to understand there's more flashbacks coming, but it's like you're setting up a system and you're completely abandoning it. So I think we do need at least 3. For that one reason is that audiences are engineered to expect what's coming next.
Well,
so, and I do think we don't have to keep that going. At least as long as we have 3 some semi-spaced apart, we're in the green. You have something to say, go for it.
So, we do this first one. There's 3 other times in this movie, assuming we don't change it in Act 2, where she loses consciousness.
Fair. Yeah.
The first point is in Act 1 when the coyote saves her. Second time is after getting away from the Fresno Nightcrawler, which we are going to change that scene, but I don't know if it may end
a little
the same.
bit. Yeah.
The third,
we can totally end it the same.
The third time, I would argue, is when she transforms. But that's very debatable because she could be just seeing everything, but she's not able to like take any actions.
Honestly, I kind of had a thought. If we could add one more in, so 3 flashbacks, and then as a monster, we reuse that POV shot as a monster. Kind of
she has like claws
linking
and just
her
like
becoming a monster. Yeah. I think that would be a really clever and subtle way of like linking this kind of like monster connection to her past, and kind of like this killer instinct is shown in a POV, and we kind of understand why she has this killer instinct in this very first flashback when she's not the killer, she's the one witnessing killing.
Yeah.
So if it's let's be very economical about these. I think first one, she watches someone she cares about get absolutely obliterated.
Yeah. First one I think is done, if I'm honest.
That sets it up. That one's solid. Yeah, we'll book that one. Number 2, running away from firing house. Don't really need it. I don't think it's adding much more that we haven't already seen in this very first flashback. Let's chuck it. Number 2, she's training and she's kind of getting roughhoused maybe by her trainer. Solid. Yeah, that helps me understand the progression of like what she's going through.
Yeah, I think she beaten.
Yeah. Absolutely. Add up the intensity. Number 3, I have an idea. We see her. Okay, so we have this very mini arc progression in these flashbacks. She gets the call to action. She's witnessed someone close to her die. She's gonna take action. Number 2, she's going through the tribulations. This is the second act. She's this trainer is being very rough, but she's training to become an assassin. She's gonna take her revenge. Number 3, we get the conclusion, the satisfaction of that arc. She goes and gets revenge. If we can easily identify that the person that she's killed is the people from the front, awesome. That would be cool. Not necessary, but that would be cool. Yep. So she's like, maybe it's like she's like covered in blood from her like armor, blood all over her hands, and she's just like walking over rows of dead bodies. Like she has And then she maybe looks in the mirror and like we see that she's the one that has done all this. Like she has taken her revenge. Something like that. So we have this like, she's in a bad spot. She has to take action. She's taking action. She's getting ready. And then she has finally succeeded, but she is not satisfied. So she's going to try to get away before anyone gets to her. She's going to come to America. And that's where the movie starts.
I had a thought.
Give me your thoughts. Give your thoughts to me. I love thoughts. Don't take that out of context. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that one, please.
So, maybe like this guy that's hurt, whoever she's close to, like maybe bro didn't wear a mask. Bro wanted this person to know that it was them. Later, she goes and finds and to get her revenge, and bro has a family of his own or her own. And so now she is in the same position and does the same thing that this person did to her. And she looks over and sees like a little like cabinet or something. She opens it. There's just this little kid in there. And she's just like, oh no. And maybe that's...
Let me take it one step further.
Okay.
No. You finish first.
Mill, I was just going to say, maybe that's... like if we were to do that, maybe that's what she has when she's the monster, because it's like, oh, she's being the monster now, even though she hasn't turned in this memory. But I also like your other idea too. But what were you gonna say?
No, there's a way to link this, and let me take it one step further. Your thought process. Opening flashback. She peeks from the bushes or wherever she's hiding. She sees these people brutally killing her family. The guy, the killer, one of the killers looks at her and maybe like his face kind of drops. We see like, oh shit, there's a kid here. I didn't sign up for that. She does the assassin training. Now she's the one that's like, there's dead bodies like almost all over the floor. And she's become the killer. She looks over at the cabinet or the bushes, a kid pops off or a kid peeks through. Same scared expression as we can imagine she had. She's realizing in that moment she's become the thing that she fought so hard against. That's kind of like, I'm out of this world now. I'm out of here. I gotta start fresh. And then she keeps falling on those same habits because of how she's been trained. That's all she knows now. That's a bookend within the actual movie. That's a bookend. And then we bookend it again. We double tap the bookend with the monster thing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And that's very satisfying. Just thinking about it makes me satisfied. I'm satisfying all over the place.
Dude.
Don't clip that. Don't clip that.
That almost gives her like her arc without us doing everything else that we want to do. Now, we definitely still need to do all those things.
We're going to, yeah.
Yeah, but that does give her... she's a character now. It's like... changing everything.
Not only are we giving her an arc within the film, we're giving her an arc before the film starts. And I do think part of her arc is atoning for the negative arc she has in the flashbacks and in the preseason special. That's part of her arc. But this is all satisfying. Jeon-Ye, I think, just became a really solid character that I actually feel like I can still root for now. Yeah. Even if she does some like pretty nasty things, I get where she's coming from.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if someone butchered my family, I'd go crazy too. I think a lot of people can like empathize with that. So yeah, that's it. Let's lock that down. Now the question is, where do we put these flashbacks in order to mine the most amount of like satisfaction? You know, I do think the very first one at the front. Let's front load that.
Yeah.
Bang. Yeah, absolutely. Where's the second one going?
I mean, I think it's gotta be in a spot where she's either unconscious or by herself, or she opens up at some point to the coyote in like the dark, what do we call that? It wasn't the Dark Night of the Soul. It was, where did it go? No. The lowest point. The lowest point, which includes Dark Night of the Soul.
Yeah, correct.
Well, we
I feel
were
like
writing,
maybe a little bit.
Yeah, we were working on
sooner.
that. Yeah, probably sooner. Yeah, but I mean, that moment after HQ was a thought where it's just like, well, maybe she tells him the story of her origins. Yeah. Beyond that, I have no idea.
I do think that last one maybe could come around 2.3, 2.4, like the back end of this second act.
Mm-hmm.
The very last flashback. That third one. Mm-hmm. The second one, maybe around either at the very end of Act 1 or the start of Act 2 is where we place that one. So they're almost equidistant from each other, just enough for the audience to still retain what they saw maybe 20 minutes ago, but still where it's like, oh, it's a surprise. We're going back to the flashback thing again. So I think kind of that's sort of where they place together. And I know audience at home, maybe that feels very like overly scientific for such a creative field. Sometimes it does come to down to those kind of things. Like I have to think about how far away to put these things. It's like da-da-da, like I'm going to put it equidistant from each other. And it feels, and sometimes I will admit, and I think a lot of writers can admit, some of these things are just vibe based. Like, do I vibe with this? Would an audience vibe with that? Sometimes there is a science to like, oh, let's put these things maybe like 20 minutes apart so that the audience is still retained, but it's still like a fresh surprise in their brains.
Yep.
And then other times it's just like, oh, what do you feel like? When do you feel this scene should go? And it's like rearranging just based on how you feel. So it kind of just depends on the situation. I think this situation is very like rigid scientific. Let's put these this.
Well, and we might end up starting the scripts and we may be like, you know what? This feels like this could just go here. And it's like, that's totally
exactly.
fine. So,
yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, we've got about...
at least, we have how long?
We're at 45 minutes. So we're...
Oh, that's not that bad.
We're at like we got about 20, 25 minutes left.
Here, let me say, let's maybe put these... At least let's place these 3 flashbacks somewhere on the beat sheet. Next episode, we can maybe get into more of these rewrites. And I mentioned this to Cole off screen, but I would like to maybe spend the end of this episode talking about titles for the film.
I remember you telling. Okay, so so let's
do that.
Let's place the second one.
So let me see where.
I'm trying to find the moment.
Maybe.
Oh, it is. Wait, no.
There is one that I'm maybe seeing right here. It could honestly be a bridge from Act 1 to Act 2. At the end of this, Jeonye and Coyote kind of putting it all out there on the table. Coyote's like, he does the whole rabbit demonstration that we really vibed with, another vibe thing, and they go to sleep. And there isn't really a solid connection between going to sleep and then starting this travel montage.
I forgot they went to sleep.
Yeah, it could technically be and I think that also gives more of a purpose to why they go to sleep and why we're showing the sleep thing instead of just cutting to them traveling. Let's put it at the very front of Act 2.
Yeah.
Or at the very end of Act 1. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in front of this flashback.
Sure.
Jeonye is training for assassinating.
Yep.
Her trainer comes, beats her.
Well, let me describe this. This is
rewrite that.
Yeah. In my mind, she's punching like a training dummy or something, like a wooden something. Like her hands are maybe like her knuckles are bleeding or something, and she turns. Her mentor is like looking at her frustrated, and I don't even think it's like he's not hitting her to like learn self-defense. He's hitting her because she's doing it wrong. And I think that's kind of that's kind of the whole flashback there. And now we're kind of getting like, oh, her life was hard. Her journey has been. I mean, like we're almost like it could almost be its own movie if we really wanted to do that.
Yeah. There's a prequel right there. We don't want to do that, but there is a prequel there. We're showing you the prequel in very short chunks. Yeah. Okay, for the Spotify people or for the podcast people, let me read this out loud. Yeah. Flashback: Jeonye is training for assassinating, punching wooden dummies and stuff. Her knuckles are bleeding. The trainer, frustrated, punches her like this, but he doesn't actually say that out loud. Mm-hmm. It's rough, yo. We're better writers than this. This is Cell Temp.
Yo.
We're better writers than this. Yo. All right. There's that. There's that. I like that. I like that.
So
I like that.
The
I like
next...
where it split. Maybe
it's gonna be way
midpoint to
down.
Dark Knight of the Soul.
Well, so there's. I mean, if we. It really honestly depends on how we change the Fresno Nightcrawler thing, I think. Because if she falls unconscious and then we have this other moment, that perfectly transitions us into HQ after we kind of abandon the coyote and, because he gets away too. I do still think they're going to split up. I just think that Jeonye is going to fight more of them to kind of help out stuff.
I don't think the scene, like the skeleton of the scene, changes all that much.
No, not really.
We just get Jeonye more involved.
I think we're going to add to it.
Have her go unconscious at the end of the scene. So I still kind of like it being put there.
Yeah. So I think I can't find it for some reason.
I got it. But it would be helpful for you to find it so that we can actually see what I'm doing.
True. Wait, that's the escalation.
Yeah, that would be helpful for the YouTube folks.
Oh, wait. Dude. What? Oh, wait. This is it. No, wait. Oh, yeah. What is this summary for next time bullshit, though?
Don't ask me. What do you mean? Let's just delete that.
Yeah.
Things are happening.
So, I mean, obviously we're going to change all that, but I think just here, you see where I'm at?
Wait, where are you? I lost you. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So here, I think we put it there.
Jeonye is all bloody.
Whoa!
She's walking past dead bodies. Oh, wait. One detail to really tie this together. Holding her bloodied... What do we want her to have? The sword or the rope dart?
I think the sword. Let me get the sword thing for you.
She's walking past dead bodies.
The
a lot of them. The Jihan.
Jian.
Yes, got it.
Yep.
Someone or something moves towards the background. A kid is hiding from her. Full circle. Yes, there we go. So,
and then
simple start of the rewrite, but I do think, and if for all the people that are saying that we didn't do a lot, let me tell you why we did. We're planting the seeds for Jeonye's character arc so that we can go back, alter some of these scenes, not too much, but enough to kind of put Jeonye back into the fight and give her arc. I don't think, like I said in the last episode, I don't really think the skeleton of this movie, I don't think we're adding new set pieces or removing set pieces entirely. I think they're all kind of staying there. Like, we're gonna have that Yuri fight. We're gonna have this scary, creepy Fresno Nightcrawler scene. We're gonna do all those things the same. It's just putting Jeonye back into the driver's seat where she belongs as the protagonist of this story.
Yeah, and I think even next episode we'll have to do some more world building so that we can establish this cult idea. Because the entire HQ,
just like Cole, to say more world building.
That's right.
Just like Cole.
But that's the thing is, we really can't do any of the HQ scene without doing that world building, and it'll be hard to do.
Right.
Mentioning this leader in conversations if we don't know.
If we don't know what he's like.
And if we don't know the why to everything, so we do have to do that. Correct. Of course, if time allows, we might be able to do a little bit of that now. But you wanted to talk about a title.
I did want to talk about some movie titles. These movie titles, these kind of things aren't something that you force. You come up, the title comes to you. You know, you don't want to force it. That's why for 20, 21, 22 episodes of this season, we've been running with untitled feature film. Because it's not something that you just like want to really hammer home. But 2 weeks or so ago, some thoughts occurred to me that maybe I have something. Maybe this movie is now really starting to speak to me, and I might have some ideas for what we call this thing. First of all, I want to open the floor to my buddy, my best friend, my good pal, my home dog, my chum, Cole. Do you have anything? Has the title spoke to you?
I really
like it called me up the other day.
I thought you were gonna say some other random name that was not me.
I was prolonging it to think of another name, but nothing came to me, so I just had to go with Cole.
I really haven't. I've been so focused on creating the world that I just have not even come close to a title for this. It's hard to do that because there's so many things happening. There's so many different things that are occurring.
There's a lot of things happening.
And it's like,
that's why,
this could be a 2 to 3 hour movie if we really wanted it to be. I don't know that we're gonna want to get to 45. That length. Yeah,
hour 45. Really clean 2 hours, I would say.
Yeah. I don't want to write a 3 hour movie at all. But I know we could get there with all of the world building that we have.
If we really wanted to, we could. That's why there's sequels. But this is what has come to me. Let me just. My title suggestions are not vibe based. I know there's an avenue where we call it something that kind of links the horror aspects to the setting of like the Wild West. These movie titles aren't really tied to that. These movie titles are not tied to the Wild West or the fact that it's like super. I guess they are kind of horror titles, because when I think of a horror movie, these are the kind of the titles that come to my mind. These titles, I think, and what I think a good title does, as opposed to establishing what the movie feels like, is getting you in the headspace of thinking about the theme of the movie. That's what I like to title things.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So some of these titles, I think, are kind of getting into the theme of our movie.
I'm excited. Please.
Let me hit you.
Quit talking and say them. Sorry,
I got you on edge. I got you.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Edging,
yeah.
I'm edging you. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that.
Why did I respond to that? Damn it. I'm so close, Braydan.
No. Okay. Go.
Lord. All right.
Title number 1. Cole, are you familiar with Ouroboros?
Oh, you talking about the lights in the sky? Or is that... No, that's something different. Wait. No, that's Aurora Borealis.
Yes, that is.
Okay. Yeah, then no, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Aurora Borealis coming to a theaters to you 2028.
Okay.
I'm talking about Ouroboros.
Okay.
Flash up an image. Ouroboros I'm just reading what I see on Google right here. Is an ancient symbol and is basically a dragon or a snake eating its own tail. And what it's used to represent is the cyclical nature of life, nature, and kind of a paradoxical unity of opposite.
I like that.
So
I like that
basically, not only are we, I think it kind of, not only are we hinting at kind of getting into this like dragon imagery, even though I know Junye isn't turning into a dragon, but kind of that's a subtle planting of the seed. Also snakes, which are very popular animals here in America, especially in the Wild West. But what I think is part of the theme is that nature eats its own tail. And this kind of like demonizing of the monsters is a huge point in this movie, especially the unfair painting of that portrait by the monster hunters. They're eating their own tail when they get their asses kicked at the end of the movie. You know, it's like those are kind of little like small things that I think Ouroboros kind of like ties all that together. Also, it's a badass name. It's cool.
Indeed.
Second one. Necrophagy. I think it's necrophagy, but that is a word that means feeding on dead or decaying organism. Eating of the dead. Okay. Not really as strong, but
no, it's not.
It kind of spoke to me. It's like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
It sounds cool.
Eating the dead. It sounds cool. Not really as thematically kind of tied, but it sounds cool. Eating the dead, and it like I don't know something. I don't really know how to explain that one. It just spoke to me. Eating the dead.
Sure.
Those are like my top two. There's another one that you can kind of play with playing with the phrase like dog eat dog. Not only of all of our like hunter characters that we have named so far named after dogs, and dogs being a very important character, dogs being an important creature in American folklore. I don't know, something about like, and also kind of tying into this theme of like monsters killing monsters, like humans, are we monsters? Like killing each other, everything kind of like eating everything. Dog eat dog. I don't know. So that one also kind of like speaks to me. Also, it's kind of funny that, not funny, but interesting that, you know, dog spelled backwards is God. And we're also getting into like these like higher power kind of theming.
True.
Things like that. And also I think the way that these monster hunters paint the monster hunters paint the monsters is very like unnatural, out of this world, demon like, but also kind of like godly in the sense that it's like not from earth and not of flesh and blood and souls and things like that. So those are the three things that kind of spoke to me in the past few weeks that I think could fit as titles for the movie. We don't have to choose any of them right now, and we can continue to think about them, but I did want to say on camera, it's not going to be untitled feature film for the entirety of season 2 of the Writers Room. Hopefully.
You sold me on the first one, and I would like to actually pick
Ouroboros? Okay, let's do it. Yeah, that one's sick. I like it. All right.
Scroll the top here.
Let me see. I hope I spell it right. This is going to be really rough if I can't even spell it right. O-U-R... No. Look away. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Awesome.
That is how you spell Ouroboros. Let me change the name of the document too, so that it's all coming together.
Yes. While you do that, as we kind of wrap up here, next time, we're definitely gonna do some world building in terms of the gods of this world. Maybe there's more than one. Maybe there's just one.
Yeah.
I'm sure like everybody, you know, worships like the gods in the real world, like Christianity.
Yeah, for sure. There's probably some of that
like Hinduism and, you know, all of that stuff. There's still the other side of the world with their, you know, their own cultures and whatnot.
Yeah.
Of course, 5 years ago would have been like, meh. but just to circle that back for whatever reason.
I don't care.
But they, so we'll probably get into that.
But then some of that in the world.
Yeah, we'll also then kind of, once we get that piece kind of fleshed out at least a little bit more, we'll really hit home some of these changes that we're going to make.
Yes. And then we'll keep going. We'll
finish up Act 3 after these changes are done. And,
and then we can get into the script writing after we do some like fun stuff for us.
Yeah, because
we'll do some fun stuff for us.
We like to be funny. This movie has been kind of bummer after bummer in terms of it
has been hard to do some of these bits and do funny things, but I think we're still having fun writing this film. It's not like we're gonna stop. And I hope y'all are enjoying watching this journey, because this is what writing is. And if you want to watch a show about how writers operate, I mean, you're pretty much seeing the purest form of it. So we're going on this journey, but I think we both want to do some fun sketches. After we record, I got to talk to Cole about guests, because we're gonna bring some guests on, and it's gonna be fun. I got some people lined up we got to talk about, but. Yeah. Things are still happening on the Writers Room that will be fun. The yucks are coming, I can assure you. And hopefully you had some yucks today. I can't really think of any other pop culture laughs.
If you have feedback for us, you can leave a like or a dislike. Leave us your written feedback in the comments, or if you have ideas for...
You gotta tell us why.
Idea for this movie, ideas for sketches. Once we get this beat sheet done, we are going to return to sketches for a little bit. And then I would even argue that season 3 of the podcast should be the script itself, but that's another discussion.
Fair entirely. Enough, yeah. Season 2 is getting a little long in the tooth. Yeah. I can admit. The episode count is racking up. Yeah. So yeah, sure.
And then, if you find yourself, you like the content, you want to watch the next video, save yourself the trip of the search bar and just subscribe to us. We'll show up on your feed. And that also helps us out.
Make sure to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. You just got to move the mouse a little bit. It's okay. Mm-hmm. And you're going to get a notification every time we upload something, whether it be an episode of the podcast or one of these awesome... If it's on YouTube, one of these awesome shorts that we have going on. So check those out. Yep. If you're on Spotify, I don't think they have anything like that. I don't know. Or on the other podcasts. By the way, check us out on all these other sources. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon's podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. I don't really know what they call them. Check us out on there, because we're there.
Most of what we've said here, it does apply on those. You can. I think it's like follow.
Does? Okay, cool.
Follow, and you can leave comments and stuff on there. We're open to that. We may not always respond to those, but because we're busy with school and stuff, but we will try our best. I read the fun fact for the Tom and Jerry YouTube short that we had a few weeks ago, and I was that was really cool.
Person here, that was really cool. We learned a lot in that moment.
I think that about covers us.
In the description, check out the links also to Instagram and Spotify. I think by the time this episode airs, hopefully some of those newer reels and things will start coming out. We got some funny moments. Check it out.
Cool.
Check it out. Okay.
And on that note, adios. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. You got to bring some more energy to the bye. Bye.